Gemini, this is your week ahead tarot card reading by Born Without Boundaries. Tarot, it's a message for Gemini, sun, moon, and rising sign. This is an energy reading, so please take it where and how it resonates in your life. This is your message. And if you're not a Gemini, but for some reason this popped up in your feed, it is definitely your message, because this only comes to you who it needs to come to and when it needs to come to you. And this is where your message begins. You've got marriage or commitment, or something is being made official in your near future. There's something here that you're willing to commit yourself to. There's also stability coming in, because this is Taurus energy. Either that, or there's a Taurus that's coming towards you, that's approaching you, in which case it wouldn't be a surprise. I think you already know this person. But the Hierophant represents stability and tradition. It represents doing something that is in line with traditional value system. It also means like long-term commitment, keeping something maintained. Financial stability as well. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is, you're looking toward the future with somebody. Gemini, are you connecting with a Taurus? Is there a Taurus in your life? Because it seems to be there's some sort of proposal here. It doesn't have to be a marriage proposal, but it is coming from a place of the heart, because we do have the Knight of Cups. And the Knight of Cups is being considerate, being kind, being generous, and being open-hearted. Open as in you are revealing your feelings. Somebody is revealing their feelings because they've looked into the future and they see what's going to make it worthwhile. They see what is a good investment, and they're going to now be sort of putting their heart out there toward what they want to be a part of their future. So this is a proposal of some sort. It could be a proposal of marriage, but definitely it is a proposal of something that they are going to want to or be willing to commit to. They take this seriously. Yeah. Okay. So right off the bat, that's where we start, Gemini. Sorry, guys. I'm having some sort of allergic reaction. I think it's something, a lot of stuff that's outside. So I'm sorry if I'm coughing through your whole video, but Between Worlds has come out. So there is a shift in your life. Oh, this is weird. Not weird, actually wonderful, but what's coming out is this is something that's going to balance out your life, or this energy is a very balanced part of your life. It's going to help you, bring you back to a normal. Yeah, it's going to stabilize you in a way. So we have between two worlds. So you're moving somewhere, or you're transitioning. You're transitioning. Your life is changing, but it's getting more colorful. It's something that you're looking forward to. It's exciting. And then to be fair is equalizing things out. There's also partnership, because this is very Libran energy. So maybe you're allowing yourself to change, right? And the change is a natural change. I did get a sense of moving or going someplace, perhaps because you are with somebody. But what I think is happening is you personally are contributing to things getting back into balance. This could even be that you're balancing out your checkbook, or you're doing something to make the tables fair and equal when it comes to finances of some sort of department or some sort of industry, balancing things out and making it fair. So all of this has to do with, depending on where you are in life. If you're at your executive level, you could be making decisions that affect a lot of people. If this is really just resonating on a personal level, then you are willing to make the I'm not saying you're changing yourself. I think you're willing to make the necessary changes to bring things into stabilization and bring things back into balance. So what is this? Like crazy. Let's get a moon card, Gemini. Let's get a moon card, because you've been dealing with a lot lately. So I think we're starting to see a switch or a change here, and for the better. Ooh, so I'm not kidding you. This is so literal. I can't even say it any other way. We have an Aries new moon that's coming up on March 28th. It is a solar eclipse. We have a full moon lunar eclipse that's coming in just a couple of days. So within 2 weeks from now, you're going to be taking action on something. That's the exact date. You're going to go through with it. You're going to want it. You're going to go after it. You're going to make the decision. Bring this into consciousness. That's when it's happening. And then surrender to the divine. It's time to take action and then let the powers be. Things are starting for you, Gemini, on March 28th, and then count 14 days from there at the full moon that follows it. There is a sense of catharsis and emotional release. So yeah, that's pretty specific, but I think it's time to take action. It's almost like God wants you to finally give in to what you have been resisting. And now you're finally willing to give over and recognize this is actually so much better for you. And when you make that decision, you're going to be shocked at what you start to feel and how healthy you start to feel, because health is balance. That's what it is. That's what it equals. One equals the other. So to be healthy is to be in balance. To be out of balance is to be unhealthy. Happy birthday, Doug Denny. So you making this decision, almost like you're making the decision to give up. Not give up, but to surrender. You're making a decision to allow something to finally happen that you have been resisting. I'm not sure why you've been resisting something, but I don't think that matters as much as the fact that now you're willing to allow it to happen. So what is it? What is it? The devil is here, so it could be commitment. It could also be something that you're afraid of. You're allowing toxicity to happen. No, you're allowing maturity to happen. You're allowing yourself to commit to something. You're allowing yourself to take something more seriously. So you're finally allowing that to happen, okay? I told you commitment from the beginning. Maybe you're finally allowing the commitment to happen. You're finally telling somebody or showing somebody, I care and I want to offer you this cup of love, or that I actually care about what you've offered me and that your offer does matter. I feel like there was a stuckness. Maybe you were holding back because there is addiction involved, or you're dealing with somebody that had a lot of shit going on, and ultimately they offered you something, but you refused it because you didn't want to entertain it. You just weren't sure of it because there was the devil here. There was addiction, there was restrictions, there was toxicity of some sort. And now it seems like, now it seems like you were still hemming and hawing and wondering, do I want to commit myself to this? Do I have the money for this? Am I ever going to really find stability? But it seems like you're now stabilizing in the transition. You're stabilizing and realizing maybe this isn't forever. Maybe this is just a transitional phase in my life, or this is a transitional phase that somebody else is going through, and it's not going to be forever. And so you're starting to recognize that maybe this is a good thing, that I can commit to this and it won't be such a bad thing. It's almost like you're committing to the change now. Somebody has decided to commit to make the necessary changes in order to make themselves healthy. So that could be very, very good news. Did I get it right, God? Let's see. There's definitely a choice. I think you're finally going to be moving forward with something, finally deciding to go in a direction that you've been thinking about and wanting to. Oh, you're finally ending something, which is why you're making the decision to move forward, maybe in a different direction. Or you've decided to stop looking in the other direction. Either way, this is a stop. Maybe somebody has come back, or somebody wants to come back. Maybe there's an energy of, resurrecting and an idea that you had, contemplating once again going in this direction. But I honestly, What I feel is that you've stopped looking. Like somebody has stopped looking. They've stopped investigating or wondering, or they finally given up on whatever they thought was going to be the grass that was going to be greener, or whatever else they thought would happen for them. I don't know that this is a good enough reason to fall in love or commit, but I feel like now you're finally coming to a point where you don't feel like you are under so much pressure or under so much stress. You're actually okay with the fact that things aren't that stable, because maybe you don't want to move forward either. And you're finally able to admit to that and let something go. And that's what brings things back into balance, because trying to make this work, or for some reason finding room in your life for this, was not actually good for you. And what you really need to do is allow things to just be and be completed and finish. So that's interesting. There could be two different groups of you that are experiencing this energy in two different ways. So explain that to me, God. Clarify, because these cards were just clarifiers. Okay, so clarify these cards to me. What is this death card here? There's a message coming in, or you're finally willing to make a move on something. You're finally willing to make a decision on something that you have been contemplating for a while and just kind of resisted. But now you're like leaning into it. It's almost like, God, I'm not going to fight this anymore. I'm just going to let it happen. And yes, this is you. This is 100% you. You're making a decision and then you're moving on from it. So I think maybe you're announcing that you're decided that something is finally over and ended. And the Queen of Swords is saying, yeah, I'm just going to move on from this. I'm looking forward. I'm looking into my future. You this week are going to decide on your future. You're going to know what is right for you, and you're going to make that decision. So what I want to know is, what is it? And you're maybe announcing it too. What is the decision that Taurus is, I just said Taurus because there's Tauruses all over. Maybe you're dealing with a Taurus. That you're going to be happy, that you want a family, that maybe you want to move in with somebody that you care, that you are actually in love and you're not going to resist it anymore, and that you're very content here and you're very content with what you have, so you don't have to keep looking. Or that there is an abundance here. There's an abundance of making people feel good and making people happy, and that's actually what makes you the most happy. So maybe that's what your direction or inspiration in life is, to start involving yourself in things that help others or do good for others. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Material and spiritual prosperity and firm foundation. There's such a competence here, a confidence. Now this is fire energy. There's such a sense of, it's almost like you've finally admitted to yourself that this is what you want, that you're happy here, and that in a lot of ways there's so much goodness and abundance that comes from staying in one position, that you should stay. Like this is where you should take root. It doesn't mean that you have to stay with somebody. It's almost like you finally allowed yourself to make the decision. This is it. This is universally it for all of you. You are finally allowing yourself to make the decision you've been wanting to make all along. Whatever that is, whether it's to leave or stay, that's what you're doing. And you've known this inside your heart. You know where your happiness is and what makes you the most happy. You know that, but I feel like you're finally able to decide now. Now look at these cards. We have 6, material and spiritual prosperity. So you're going to have enough to take this action. You're going to have all the resources you need to take the action that is going to move you in the direction of where you actually want to go. Somehow there's a lot of contentment here. You know where your happiness lies, and you're going to be able to be in alignment with that. I remember when I was finally doing well, maybe for the first time in my life, I was finally doing financially well. And I walked into the store and I said, I know my life has changed, because this is the first time I've ever walked into it was a clothing store. I think it was Marshall's. This is the first time I've ever walked into a store and saw all this stuff that I want and had the money to purchase it. Usually I would walk in the store, and whenever I'd hit Marshall's at the right time, I'd find all the stuff that I loved, but I'd never have the money for it. And if I had money for it, it was like there was nothing there that I really wanted. This is when it all syncs up. When you walk into the store and you find in all of your favorite shit and it's all in your size and you've got plenty of money in the bank to cover it. This is when the synchronicity adds up for you, Gemini, so that you have enough you have enough material resources to be able to act upon something that you have been wanting to do for a while. Emotional withdrawal is here as well. So it's like, it's not about emotions. You're not going to let this be about getting you all up in your feels. You know what the right direction is. You know what the right decision is. And that's the direction you're going in. That's universal for all of you. Let's get a spirit message. Remember, guys, we're going to go to the extended too. Y'all know I have to be nosier and dig in deeper. But we're going to get what the angels want to say to you, an angel message coming through. There's a lot coming through for you. That's a lot. We have these flipped up in reverse. Make time for self-care. You haven't been making time, and value your self-worth. You haven't been. You have not been valuing yourself or taking care of yourself, and that's definitely going to change. Value your self-worth. You are God's precious gem. You have not been treating yourself like you are what you are, and what you are is God's experience on earth. And so how could you not appreciate that and love that? But you haven't been. You haven't been. Happy birthday, Denny, treating yourself valuable. And then make time for self-care. Taking care of yourself is essential right now. You haven't been valuing yourself or caring about yourself, and that's got to change. 100% the mentality is going to shift. Then we have heightened intuition moonstone. Be extra aware of your inner knowingness as it's trustworthy. Trust your instincts about something and act upon them. Unconventionality, your unique qualities are an important part of your life purpose. It's okay to feel and be different than others. Like, don't try to blend in to make somebody else happy. Busy times and multitasking. Take charge of your schedule during this busy time and honestly assess your underlying reasons for being busy. You've been avoiding something by working yourself to the bone, not taking care of yourself, but you're using that as an outlet to get away from something that you don't want to deal with. And now you're going to admit it to yourself. Then we have life lessons. You can break free from reoccurring negative patterns by praying to know the lesson and blessings they contain. So if you're not sure and you don't know why you've stayed in it this long, pause this video, take a second, and pray. God, tell me what lesson is in this for me. What did you want to learn? Send me the cheat code or the Life for Dummies book, because I really need you to help me understand. I need you to help me understand negative patterns and praying to know the lesson. And also forgive yourself. Just because you've chosen something up until now doesn't mean you have to keep choosing it. Ever. You can choose the wrong decision for years and years and decades and then wake up the next day and decide the right path. You can do it anytime you want. Your past doesn't obligate you to your future at all. Own your divine power. Replace codependent people-pleasing with assertiveness and empowerment. Life-changing epiphany or experience. It's a time of big and blessed change for you, and God is supporting you each step of the way. You're changing, and look, we've got a date. Natural beauty and authenticity. Be yourself as God made you, naturally attractive and lovable inside and out. You're recognizing your value, and you're starting to make decisions from that place of value instead of giving yourself away and not taking care of yourself. Let's see how your life changes. I'll meet you in the extended.